And here we have a big-timers in their natural habitat, buying delicious food at Jimmy John's to feed their ever-present need for nutrition and scrumptiousness.
And carbohydrates.
The life of a big-timer begins at inception, when they crawl from the swamp, shed their husks, spread their wings, and start making YouTube videos. Here we see them. Oh, we startled the big-timers.
Welcome everybody to the Plumes of Hazard. I, as always, am your host, the Angsful Vapor. To my left is the lovely, talented, the mustachioed Fubaka, and right down there below me is the word Mass Blast 09.
What up, Josh?
Good evening.
What up?
What up? Oh yeah.
Masty's in the freezer right now.
Sancha farts.
Mm-hmm. Masty is working, but not like working. He's working for fun working in his garage. And it's not even working on new flavors.
Nope. I'm smelting stuff. No, just kidding. Actually, I am. Smelting wood.
Oh, it actually probably smells real nice in there right now.
Yeah. What are you smelting?
Yeah,
Would be be 1/8-inch Baltic birch. That's what's getting smelted right now.
You're cutting it.
I copped up the mustache a little bit, Will.
I'm gonna join from my phone here in a second, and see if we can get. Do you think it'll kick me out of this one if I join
I don't
from
know.
the phone?
It will be an interesting experiment.
I probably got kicked off. Well, I'm signing my work account, so that means I probably got kicked off of my laptop.
Let's see. Let me click on the link, and then I'll start this job so you can see it cutting. But yeah, and I gotta find where Ahmed sent me the link. There it is.
Ooh.
All right, so let's go. Oh, I need the passcode, huh?
Oh, did that not come along on the link?
It did not.
Ooh, I can give you the link again. No problem.
No, I have the link, but when I click on the link, it doesn't. It's asking me for the passcode.
Oh, that's weird. Let me see if I can find that for you.
Is it a 6-digit code?
It would be.
Okay, I think I found it.
Yeah.
Just message it to me.
You got it?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right, thank you. Because I got it if you don't. Does it start with 66?
6745834. Yeah, I got it.
867-5309.
3099.
Hey, there you are. Start the video.
Hey, all right.
We have face.
Now let's see if it looks right in OBS. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Oh, you got no audio. You're muted. That's +9 is connecting to audio.
All right. So.
There you go.
Yep. Give me a second. I'm going to pair my headset here. 800. Pairing. Can you hear me? and there's some laser action. There's some wood, and what we're making these tall boy snowman 28 inchers.
Nice.
And give it a go. Super simple shape. Nothing fancy.
Tech time.
It's the first tech time we've had in a while. It's good. Yeah, no, it doesn't get a whole lot more simple than the shape, that's for sure. But hey, it's still cool. It's still lasers.
Yep. Can you make a dick butt? A 28-inch dick butt? It's part of me.
See if we can get the cutting surface there. And those flashes that you see under is because my rails that we have under are not, they get resin buildup on them. And when the laser hits them, you get the flash. You usually got to clean them every so often so you don't get any flash burns on the back. All right. So that's done. Now let's take a look. Boom, boom. Beautiful. It's got a brother now. Oh, no fighting. No fighting.
It's just no family.
So, and here I got Anksy some flowers.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, I got some, getting ready for the snow fest.
Yeah.
Got some parts that I promised the guys a while back that I still haven't sent out.
Mm-hmm. I remember those.
Got a gift that didn't make it all the way. See, this is what happens usually. Sometimes you'll get glue pockets.
Yeah.
Because the glue that they used to, and this is what happened. Lasers don't go all the way through, and so.
That's a bummer.
Actually, this might have been one that. Actually, I think I opened the lid on this one and it stopped. So, there you go. Here's a cool mermaid I did that I inlaid with a colored epoxy.
Oh,
cool.
Dude, that's cool as hell.
Look through the light, you can see the coloring there.
Yeah.
So,
Lou in chat says looks like a 40-watt CO2. Is he at all close?
it's a lot bigger than 40 watt. So it's 100 watt. It's a 100 watt Bois laser. Yep. Ooh, let's go check out the tube. Don't worry, it's not running.
My eyes!
You guys are trying to kill me here. And there's their little brothers.
Yeah.
So you got all your electronics.
I was expecting to see letter-size paper.
Over here on the side, that's the power supply, and that's all the high voltage shit.
Yeah.
And you got your exhaust, and there's some motors drive the bed up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we got some. These are really cool. These are doors that open. I'm not going to open this one all the way right now, but you can feed stuff through. You can get to all the electronics and the belts and all that stuff from the side.
I just realized that I should have you full screen. I just made you big.
Oh, sorry. And then back here is where you open this bitch up. You kind of see the tube in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the laser, right?
It's the
Bois. That's the laser tube back in there. I don't want to move the machine and everything right now, but
what's his face?
Tube.
That photonic induction guy, one of his videos, he took apart a laser.
Say what? Hang on. What, Ahmed?
I was saying photonic induction a while back and taken apart a laser. Fucking sweet.
Yeah, and then this guy I set up, it's a flow meter to because this is the chiller that the laser uses, and we're in Florida, so there's the temp that I'm running through right now. And this is aftermarket. I set up to make sure that water and the correct temperature is running through the chiller and through the tube, because even though there's an interlock in here that will turn off if the water stopped running through the tube, it'll turn off the laser. This will actually start beeping and tell me. So right now it's flowing almost 4 liters per minute. So it flows some water.
Yeah.
And And of course, Florida, we got 81 degrees outside and 78% humidity, and a nice 74.8 degree and 48% humidity inside, which is really important when it comes to the laser, because you don't want any condensation buildup on the lenses.
Oh,
so
sure.
yeah, if you get condensation buildup on a lens, you can crack it in no time, especially pushing that much wattage. So
Yeah, it's like pouring water on a hot bulb.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's your basic head, moves forward, back. So you saw it in action, and there's you have one mirror, you have a meniscus mirror down here, or lens I should say. It's more of a mirror. Down here is the lens. You have another one here. You can see the red dot. It's kind of hard to see with the light.
Yeah, you can see it on your knuckle there.
Turn these lights off. Kind of see it. And then the laser comes out of that hole back there.
Yeah.
There you go. And bounces there, and then bounces here, and then bounces straight down. So pretty, I don't want to say simple because they're not, but you got your regular. This has got a RG. Forget. It's a Ruida controller. So, and then under here, that's where the exhaust is, and all the little pieces you can come down under and pull the tray of all the shit out and make some potpourri. And yeah, that's about it with it. Wish my phone did wider. Do a wider shot. But
Festy is asking, this is probably not one you could get at Home Depot, right?
No, it's not one you can get at Home Depot, but I did get it. I don't want to say local. Boss Laser is out of Sanford, Florida.
Oh,
so and they pretty much I actually went and picked it up on the trailer. They pretty much all the parts, most of the parts come from overseas, China, and they're all hand assembled here in the U.S. So they're at least they were when I bought mine 3 years ago. They're chassis, and these things have some big old casters, and some legs, and this thing, I think this thing weighed on the pallet was like 800 pounds, 900 pounds, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's all steel. And you need all, especially these areas to be true all the way across, because if not, what'll happen, and a lot of people have problems with this bed moving up and down, is if you have if your head is not true all the way across, just like you would with a mill, you're going to have discrepancy, because now it's going to be milling more or less on the corner that's down. Same thing with the laser.
Yeah, the focal length will be wrong, right?
Oh, yep, focal length will be wrong, so it'll cut fine over here, but when you get down to this area here, now it won't cut.
Right.
So that's very important. A lot of people, you can have these machines set up for you at your house. You can probably get the not same exact, but very close to this laser for about $2,000 to $3,000 less than buying it here in the U.S. I decided to get it here to support a local company, even though it's overseas parts. And this is not a machine to use for production engravings. So an engraving is the head going back and forth, engraving something on a piece of wood.
Yeah.
This machine is mainly more for cutting, because the head speed is not as fast as something, for the people watching, something as a Trotec or an Epilogue laser, which have a complete different configuration on the head, and that head is going, and that you can get an engraving job done in 2 minutes versus 7 or 8 minutes with a machine like this. So, but yeah, for anyone looking for lasers, this is probably not your entry level that you want to get, but it does, and this is a mid-level size. This is a 16 by 30 working bed. They go all the way up to, we're talking 40 by 40, 100 by 100. So, and they also have ones that cut metal. So,
right.
This is a set, CO2 wavelength laser. So, it'll cut most materials. It will not mark metal unless you have something like a ceramic spray that you can spray on it. So and then it marks that. So.
Lou's asking, did you get the roller bits to do tumblers or cylinder shaped things?
I do, and here's it's this guy sitting right here.
Yeah.
So you have you basically take this guy, put it in, and this guy Lightshine 3D made some awesome parts. So you can actually put a cup in here, and I'll pull it over here so you can see. I'm probably making everybody sick. So do something like that, and then hang on. You take your cup, and I have it for a smaller cup set. I have it marked. But anyways, you put your cup in there, and this keeps the cup from skipping or not rotating, and your engraving getting messed up. So it's nice, and it's a nice backstop. This is some extra parts. This doesn't come with this setup. So and basically what you do is you take your y-axis and you unplug it, and you plug this roller assembly guide here, and you basically set your head over it and let it roll to do engravings on a cup. Here's a nice German Autosil that I did for my brother. It was a cutout and an engraving for a car club that he's in. So that's a nice, little example of that's actually engraved into the wood. You could see see if we can get a close up of it. It's a little dirty, but you could see the how deep it goes into the wood.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like what, about two, 3 millimeter deep?
Yeah, it's here, let's see how deep it is. I don't think it's.
It looked like it was closer to 1.5 to me, but it's hard to tell on the camera.
0.8.
Ooh. Oh, I was so close.
Yeah, 0.8, 0.9, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So, but here's something I made. It's a wine glass holder, and you put this guy together, and you end up one glass on this side, on the other side, and you put it on the bottle. And you can also it'll also stand on its side and hold the wine bottle.
Right.
Yeah, I've made all kinds of stuff. So, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. Technology's gotten even better. There are some newer ones that are a bit faster, not as big, not as stout as these. I mean, this bed will hold, I think, 350 pounds of weight on it if you wanted to put something heavy in there. So, and here's some other pieces, flamingo. I've made all kinds of shit. So, but
Monty's asking what Patreon tier do we get, or do they get custom Yeti engraved mugs?
No, I was gonna
cheers.
Say we do a Chetty run, and
a Chetty. Yeah, actually, this machine. If you have some of the older Titans, they were engraved on this machine. And I have stuff in my mill right now, but yeah, I got a bunch of shit here. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Here's the kind of like the discard pile. Let's go back over here.
Marksy just came in. Look at what he missed.
So, I try to use as much, as you could tell, of the wood as possible. I mean, there's not much, left.
Yeah.
So, but this is what, one of the other ones looks like. Here's some other shapes that I was cutting out. Oh, it'll break.
Yeah. Not much structural integrity left in that thing.
Nope. So, yeah.
Right on, man. I love the racing red anodizing on that. The head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like the their whole logo. The thing, and I think I've shown this guy before. This is I got this from CNC NYCNC machine. This is the Imperializer, which is an awesome Arduino based basically calculator that will convert inch to millimeter and millimeter to inch right on the fly. So it's got a USB charging port, got a nice little LiPo battery in there. You can look it up online. It's called the Imperializer, and it's magnetic, and it's so nice to use, man, because even though I know some of them by heart, it's still really good to double check. So power it on, and let's say you want to do 2 millimeters, right away it tells you what it is in inches. So let's see, 20 millimeters, 0.7. And if you want to go back the other way, just flip the switch. Now you can clear it. You could be like, all right, what's 10 inches? There you go, 254 in millimeters. Or you could just switch back and forth. So on the fly.
Monty said, "Don't tell Sean, or it'll be non-stop custom Minecraft keyboard keys." But no, it'll be Mario or dumpster fires.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't know. Master's not a high-end modder. He wouldn't get custom keycaps from him.
Yeah. So here is let's see. Let me see if I have the 1 second. So this is kind of like here's a 1/4 inch piece, and this comes with every machine when you buy it. They run this before it leaves their factory, where they're putting them together. And what you can see here is
like depth of cut, so to speak, right?
Yep, depth settings, and then the font size and the engraving speed. So they did at 300 millimeters a second, you could see what the percentage of power does to the wood.
Yeah.
So the darker the engraving that you want, the higher percentage at 300 millimeters a second. So, and the 100 is almost all the way through the wood. It's hard to tell in the video, but the 100 is very, very deep. So it's almost all the way through the back. It's not all the way through. And this is a piece of cherry. So hard to tell, but.
And I like that's been sitting out in the humidity too. You can see some of the burn marks that kind of leaked into the grain.
Yes. Yes, it's been sitting at. That's what the humidity here in Florida will do.
Yeah, man.
It'll seal your ballots. It'll show. It'll seal your ballots and your balls all together. So here's something a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to lasers. So
I see that Costco Lysol wipe. I see you.
When you that's because I found them at BJ's actually. So when you get the machine, no machine is the same. So you have to do these tests and people just want to go. Give me 1 second. Let me turn off my exhaust fan here because get a little bit better. But so here is get back to the video so I can see what I'm doing here. So this is a test, just piece of wood that I got that was 1/8 inch. Every material that you use, you want to run one of these tests on, whether it's 1/4 inch piece of wood or 1/2 inch or you're cutting, whatever, anything else that you're cutting, acrylic, whatever, you want to run one of these tests because what this test does is at 5 millimeters a second, if I am at 10% power, it barely, but didn't cut all the way through. At 15% power, I cut through at 5 millimeters a second. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then as you could see, I stopped it by 50% because I didn't need to. And depending on the amount of air, the cleaner the cut you get. As you could see, these cuts were pretty dark, but now you start seeing over here nice and clean. And these are what I call golden delicious, is what I call that edge, nice and clean edge. And so there's a few tests that I've done, and this part here was my focus step. So you basically start firing the laser and you find your smallest and finest point.
Yeah.
And that's where your best focus is going to be for whatever head size you're using.
And material, yeah.
And material, right? But usually when you have that smallest dot, that means that, that laser comes in as a cone, gets to a center point, and then it opens up back up. You want that center point to be right in the center of your material. So 1/8 inch will be different than 1/4, will be different than 1/2. So, but once you get it to that point, you know that your distance from the piece to the head is what you want all the time. Right. And this guy is really cool. It's got a, once I set the, most of the lower end lasers will have an autofocus, but it will be like a pin that comes down and you have to push. This is all built into the head. Some people like this, some people don't. But I can set the distance and I'll have it do a autofocus here. You guys can see how that works. And if you watch the head, now I moved with the bed, but the bed is actually what moved up. And then what it did was you'll see this sensor back here in the back. And when the head comes up, you'll see, oh, I can see the light. There's a light, an LED light.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see, and that's how it knows, the proximity sensor, that's how it knows how far to basically come up. This guy here is air. This is where the air comes in. I have mine set with a solenoid, so as soon as it starts cutting, air starts coming out. As soon as it's done, the lens is actually up here. And I use around 60 to 70 PSI to achieve a good cut and nice and clean, nice clean edges, brown edges. Here's see if it'll focus in on that, so it's nice and clean. And you can see the 3 different layers.
That looks like one of those layer cookies.
Yeah, this is all Baltic birch. So, and that's another thing too, is you have to get a supplier of good wood. Yeah. I mean, they will put fillers in some of the wood that you buy at Home Depot and Lowe's, and you won't know it until you're actually cutting it with a laser.
Right.
You got to be careful with that. There's all kinds of shit. I've seen metal bits. I've seen pieces of string.
Metal bits, damn.
Yes. Yeah, they put metal in the wood. So, because basically they're, this is kind of like a veneer when it's something this thin.
Yeah. So
the center layer, they will just grind up whatever kind of wood they can grind up and put it in there. So, and this wood, the Baltic birch, comes from Russia. Some of it is coming in from China. But yeah, it's really good stuff. It's really hard. Really, the grains are, really good on it, and they work great for small shapes like this. So, but yeah.
Right on.
And that's pretty much it. And then the last piece is the exhaust. So the exhaust coat comes out and actually goes up. And I have an inlet coming in from outside, and then the exhaust, because as you exhaust 600, 700 CFM of air, you got to have some air coming in, because it's not just going to magically appear. And that's another problem people have is this pipe actually goes right outside to filter in incoming air. People try to run an exhaust fan and it doesn't work very well. Well, that's because you don't have any replacement air.
Right. There's no return. Yeah.
There's no return. So, and some people like to, cut holes in their ACs out in their garage and all that. That's a bad idea. So these guys, the seal that you see is caulking, but above that seal is I don't know if I have a bottle of it left, but it is the red fire foam that you use when you're like blowing through a firewall.
Yeah.
An actual brick firewall. So because fires get a little funky when you're in a location like this and air starts flowing through it.
Pulling through it. Yeah. Festy's asking if it can do an angle cut or just 90 degrees. I'm guessing it just can do 90, huh?
Correct. Yeah, it cannot do an angle cut. So you start you start getting a lot more complex on the head and what the head can do. So one of the other issues with a head type like this is you got to be plumb, because if not, the edges of your cuts will be angled.
Right.
So you'll have something called a kerf.
Right.
that is not only a spacing, but it'll also be angled. But yeah, no, it does not do like a 45 or anything like that on this machine. So, but that's like I forget who it is, that guy that has that water jet that does 45s and does angles. That
Yeah.
thing's amazing.
Yeah.
That thing is freaking bananas. But I'm sure it's like $200,000 or something.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, and then this piece over here, you see, that's the extension. That's because the tube is that long. So the laser tube.
The laser tube itself. Damn.
Yep, the laser tube itself runs all the way over here. So, and it runs all the way to that backside, and that's where the main mirror to bounce it back out is. So, yeah, this machine is. I mean, I don't know if it's showing on camera, but the sizing of it is it's pretty big. I think it's 42. Let's see. Yeah, so the machine itself is 50, and then you have the extension for the tube. That's another. You got another 14 inches there. So it's pretty good size.
Yeah, not something you want to throw in a closet. That's you
no,
need some room on that boy.
And some people actually do it at home too, and inside of their house, which is crazy. Then you got about 44 inches tall.
Oof.
So, yep.
That's cool.
So, yeah, that's.
Is that motor oil or is that tea down there? Arizona tea.
That is Arizona tea.
Oh, I was guessing it was oil. Oh yeah, there it goes. Okay.
Blueberry green tea. I haven't had that one.
Yeah, boy.
It's good shit.
So, yeah. And then for air, I have a California Air Tools, nice and quiet. And then I have an old Iron Force that the motor no longer works on it that I use as a secondary tank. So I got a total of close to 40 gallons of air. And this guy here, well, this is one of the important guys. So this is where I set my pressure, and it's a filter. This is the last one, and moisture filter. The air tank over there has a electronic valve that dumps every like 30 minutes. I have it set to. Here in a minute, it might actually go off. But then this is, a cheap Campbell House field. That's the first one that comes in. You can actually see some moisture in there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the line feeds that guy, and then after it goes through that guy, we have it going through this guy. This thing is awesome. You can see the size of those are 1/2-inch lines, and this pretty much has what looks like a roll of toilet paper, but it's not. It's an actual filter that sits in here, and you can look them up. This is the M60 Motor Guard. Man, moisture will be the death of the lens in there, and those lenses are around $250 for one of the lenses. If you get any water on it, the laser will basically heat up that water and crack that lens.
Right.
So you don't want any water. Yeah, so you don't want any water near that lens, or dirt or bugs or anything else. So that's why I have 3 filters, ones that that can flow really good, and so.
When I was photographing like a lot, how much compressed air I was going through for all my gear.
For the cleaning,
shit, yeah.
Yeah, and this guy I clean pretty much if I have a big job every 3 or 4 days if I'm working on a lot of stuff that's kicking up a lot of dust like this, like the wood. So got to keep it clean.
Amazing.
So.
How often do you have to swap out those filters on to keep the air dry?
I do the big motor guard. I do probably every 3 months.
Is that right?
So
yeah,
that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, with the compressor, with the valve, dumping as much moisture as I can, and having this area temperature controlled helps a lot with the moisture buildup. If I was running at 78% moisture outside right now and 81, that'd be, you're compressing already, 78% humidity into a hot, compressed, 150 PSI.
Yeah.
That's not good. So if I had to do that, I would probably have to get the refrigerated air moisture removers, which it's Harbor Freight sells one. It's a machine that actually looks like the chiller that I have down there, and it basically has a little mini refrigerator, and it cools the air and then pulls the moisture out of it.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense. So those filters probably last a little bit longer, like here. I assume that it's wearing more heavily down in Florida, huh?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and there's, it's 48% humidity in here right now. So, but you're still compressing air. You're still going to build some kind of moisture. But it's not, it's not too bad. So.
Right.
But yeah.
Dude, that was an awesome tour. Thanks.
Yep. And then the only other thing is I have, maybe that's outside. So I have a machine. I have the machine grounded to its own. I drove a ground bar out there when I was doing powder coating, and I used that ground, so it's not, gonna be on a loop or something with the house or anything like that.
Right.
So, because noise will affect your laser as you're doing like engravings.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to plug in their chiller and their air compressor to the same circuit, and it's really not pulling a lot of power load wise. It's high voltage here, but the amperage is very low. They recommend a 20 amp, breaker just for the machine itself, because you have fans, you have the lights, you have, everything. But you'll get something funky. It's called banding. So let's say you're doing a picture and you're engraving and your chiller comes on, you'll get
sudden drop from the chiller.
Sudden drops, yeah, and you'll see it. You'll see it as you're engraving. You'll see lines on the engravings. So
what do they call those transient spikes?
Yeah, and I mean just really just a fluctuation in the circuit of a motor coming on, right?
You should
motor
plug in a
comes on
scope. You should do that and plug in a scope and see what happens.
I mean you could see it without even a scope. You can have your voltmeter plugged in and it'll,
Yeah, but oscilloscopes are fucking dope because you get waves.
Yeah, I ain't got no money for no big oscilloscope. I have to get a USB version or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say oscilloscopes. A good oscilloscope is fucking bonkers expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and the other thing is the water in the chiller that gets changed out probably every 6 months, and that is that's got a little bit of let's see if I have it here. I do. Some people might
How do you know when it's time to change? Do you like taste some and you're like?
Some people might be familiar with this guy here.
Nice.
So
gotta watch out for the throat hit on your chiller liquid.
Yep. So put a little bit of this guy in there, and that keeps the algae from growing in the tube. So
I heard they put that in like antifreeze.
Yeah,
it's also
an antifreeze.
It's also in inhalers.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yep.
Man, that's cool as hell.
There you go. Almost an hour of non-vaping. Happy now? Can I go home now?
Yeah.
Now bring it full circle and say you're not using it to make mods.
I'm not using it to make mods.
Boom. There you go. We've
Boom.
talked about vaping.
It did make mods at one point, but
got out that mod game.
Yep. You can blame Eric for that one. This is all. I'm not gonna go there. He's a great guy. This is all I have left. I carry this in my pocket every day. Broke ass lid with no engraving on it. Nah, just kidding.
Actually, you carry it every day.
I actually have a one of the test boxes.
Thank you for bringing them up. I need to call that motherfucker.
And some might know what that is from.
Yeah,
I
remember.
Yeah, so one of the test boxes. So
man, it made me so happy to see him bring that with him to a con I had seen him at. It was just like his Titan was just in his repertoire, and then like Ruby was there too, and that was her Titan was her main bitch for like the longest time. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, I am going to sign up for here and go back to audio.
Okay.
All right.
Word. Rob says he wants you to cut out a Mess Mods micro.
Yeah, I still can't have one.
All right, we still there? All right, there we go.
Yeah. I said,
Cool.
Rob wants you to cut him out a Mass Mods Micro.
No, you can't have one.
You know what you can have, Rob? You can have all of these extra fucking hot sauce packets they gave me at Taco Bell today. Diablo sauce. I don't know if your boot hole can handle.
Diablo sauce. It's been a while since I was at the Taco Bell, admittedly, but the last time I was there was like fire sauce was the hottest stuff. That's what I always got.
So fire was the hottest. I never liked the fire sauce. That was too chunky.
Mm-hmm.
I like. I still got one of these too. This plus this, because this is like good, but it's like it's a little excess on like the smokiness and the hot. And, you use a little bit of it, but I think the hot is their best sauce.
Is that right?
They also have a green one too. I think
they've got a verde.
I think the verde was limited. That was pretty good.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize that there was another level of hotness. I mean,
so
it's been
Diablo
15
sauce
years
is
since I've been at Taco
it's
Bell.
relatively new. Diablo sauce is relatively new. I'm pretty sure. Because that's the thing. I never eat at Taco Bell like consistently to know their menu. It's just like I've eaten there like 3 times in the last like 10 days. Well, borderline binge status. So. I'm just getting it out of my system, and then wait a couple. Oh God, that's an ant on my desk. You son of a bitch.
Ooh, where there's one.
Game over.
Oh no, that's when we get the. I already have the poison bait, the one they take home with them. Yeah, dude, most effective shit I have ever used. More than Diet Tenacious D.
More than Diet Tenacious Earth. That's my favorite shit.
That's great too, but granted, it's not like a green method, the poison, but it's just like, oh, hey, Ma, look at this food I found. No, don't. That's what I think in my head happens when they take, because I remember in my bedroom, I had ants and I put them out. You know what ended up happening? There were more ants in my room, but they were all going to the bait. Like, ants are all about like fucking marching in line. It was just like, it was like a fucking advertisement. It was like a straight line of them going to the bait. Yep. Like they were going in there and they were disappearing. I wouldn't see them come out for a little bit. I'm like, I'm gonna let
them go.
Play on.
Yeah.
No whistles here.
That's right.
And guess what happened?
That reminds me of the old Raid commercial with that stupid turbine. Raid.
Yeah.
But so you know what ended up happening? I found where they had been hiding.
Where's that?
Because I was vacuuming.
Yeah.
And basically what ended up happening is because there was a bush right outside the window that was overgrown and like into my screen. It actually ripped my screen. And so all these ants were just chilling right inside on the wall. And I'm vacuuming and look, it was a fucking mass grave of ants. Dude, I just waved the vacuum over and they just disappeared.
Never to be seen again.
Like crumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put that in your Hague and try it.
See, I put some Andrew out in a bottle cap. It takes about a day and then they're gone. Yep. I haven't had...
the bait thing was like maybe like 2 or 3 days. Maybe even shorter than that because it was like maybe a week before I'd vacuumed and I was like, that's where they went. Gnarly.
A mass ant grave.
Yeah, that's the trade-off because I like having the bushes near my windows to be high. It's good for the sun and all that. But that one of them just grew too big and just gave me ant problems.
I wouldn't think a bush could give you ant problems. You'd be wrong.
I think if you think a bush would give you bush problems.
I had a bush problem out front. I took some hedge clippers to it. No longer a problem.
I take the bug assault to it. Blow off bush limbs. It's like, I keep on thinking of fucking episode of The Simpsons when Homer gets his pistol. He's like using it to put out
everything.
The lights, open his can of beer.
Yeah,
such a great episode.
It is a good one.
That was a newer episode that didn't suck.
I haven't had any ant problems or any bug problems really in this house for many, many years, but I have had every now and then I'll find like a silverfish, but like one, and I don't see another one for a year. It's really weird. Like I don't know if
No, that's good. That's good. That means it's just a straggler that found its way inside.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it just rode in on a shoe or something. But it's really weird to see one, because then I freak out. I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, when I was in that hotel in Amish country, I saw one in my room and I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
I hadn't taken any of my shit out of my bag at this point. I literally just took out my laptop and my juice.
Right.
And
yeah, Lou, that's where I was going with that, man.
No. You know why, Lou? Fuck that company. They advertise fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And
there's
their trimmer?
a few of them now.
Okay, so one of our fellow Discorders, he recommended me that I get their trimmer. I'm reading the reviews and it's hit or miss. Either guys love it or someone cut their balls with it. I'm like,
that's a pretty big. That's a wide range there.
Now I'm like, there can't be this many guys who don't know how to trim their balls, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Either way, I don't have very high hopes.
I don't have that conversation with my buddies very often. So I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. That's the thing. And neither do I. But it's also just like, come on, man, you can't be that bad at it. Like this many people on Amazon are fucking crying. I'm like,
well, if you know how the Amazon any review comments work, right? It's always the ones that have bad experience. Those are almost always the ones that are there showing up and bitching about it.
No, I don't do that. I sort by the lowest review. I sort by the bad reviews first.
Yeah,
sure. Because sometimes they have like some outdated ass reviews there.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 2 revisions behind on a product, but
right. But that's what I mean. You get a disproportionate amount of negative reviewers than you do the positive ones, right? So if 100,000 people have bought it, 1,000 are going to review, and 75% of them will be negative, right? So it's not a proportionate number of how many people don't know how to shave
but
the
here's
balls.
the other thing is that not even just the 1 stars, but there were a lot of like well-written 3 stars. It did this, the detailed ones.
Yeah.
Ones that look like that like I could have written, for instance, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah. The 2 and 3 star reviews are almost always the most useful.
Yeah, there were too many of those to where I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy this product.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They spend so much money advertising literally everywhere I look.
Yeah.
I'm like less likely to trust your company.
That's a funny balance that you have to go through with marketing, right? Because I agree with you. The more I see something, that makes me think that you have to advertise that hard in order to sell it, which is probably a bad sign. Right? There's a fine line there, for sure.
Or they're just actively targeting you.
Or they're actively targeting.
We heard you guys have hairy balls.
Dude, It's not even actively targeting at that point when they advertise fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Any sports publication, even certain news publications have ads from them now. Fucking ESPN, all the fucking podcasts have a Manscaped sponsorship now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep. I see a lot of them for sure. It's like those inexpensive Bluetooth earbud things that were going around on like every YouTube channel, every podcast. They all were reviewing those things.
Raycons.
There you go. Thank you. I couldn't remember.
I mean, AirPods during early quarantine. Holy shit, did they blow up?
Yeah, they did.
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
It is. At least Festy looks like he agrees with me that truth is most often found in 2 and 3 star reviews. I completely agree. I would love it if Amazon sellers were
well,
paying me
not even that.
$20.
Well, how did I talk by Amazon reviews? I'm bringing up Fake Spot. That is a good thing to use. It analyzes their reviews using.
But I've been hearing that Fake Spot's been having some issues because now the companies are all paying people to leave the reviews. So they're like, oh, hey, here's a gift card for $10 off. You leave us a review. So now Fake Spot's having a harder time detecting which are bots, which are not, real reviews. And
because it's a real person writing a review that's been paid for. Right.
Right. It's a real person that's been writing a review that's been paid for. And on top of that, the person actually has received the item.
Right.
So which was a metric that Fake Spot was using to detect some of this stuff, which was, hey, find out, if the person even has the item.
Well, the thing is, it's also a good metric for figuring out if a particular product has been getting hit with counterfeits. Like there was some Wera and Nipex tools I was looking at on Amazon where people were talking about getting fakes and shit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's surprising that they would have fakes on
the screwdriver that you bought that I have. The dude got his, and it had a lot of like excess flashing on the handle that wasn't like finished or anything. So he, cleaned that up, sanded it, whatever. And a few weeks later, his fucking wrap adapter snapped.
Oh shit.
And he's just like, yeah, this metal is very soft.
But
it's yeah.
Go ahead.
But he's like, that was the heaviest job it had been used for, which wasn't even that heavy. He's like, I'd use it like a few other times for lighter stuff, but yeah, he's like, I just gave it a above average amount of torque and it fucking broke.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's still, it's still metal. It's not, it's not going to be, freaking unobtainium or something that
of course.
you can't break it. So
I've abused mine enough to the point where I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say even abused, but like it's gone through its paces, and it's, it's handled everything I've thrown at it.
Those quick adapters though are almost always the failure point, right? In those kinds of things, because they're just not, especially the ones that are made to go into like or not made to go, but they're made to be able to put them in a drill, and you throw them in an impact drill or something, right? You just wreck it without even trying.
I've used mine in impact. It worked. I mean, nothing broke. I was using it to do like, what was I doing? Server screws, like that, racks and shit.
Which is not heavy use. I would say that was well within its tolerances, right? Yeah. Yeah. I heard about the SanDisk thing getting they're on Amazon where they were selling little pieces of plastic shaped like an SD card that weren't an SD card. Yeah.
Did you hear what MSI was doing?
No.
Allegedly or whatever, because I hadn't followed up on this, but apparently they were buying their own cards.
Okay.
Like their USA subsidiary.
Mm-hmm.
They were buying their own video cards and flipping them on eBay.
What?
That's messed up.
Matt, you weren't in there. We were talking about that. This is like last week, I think we were talking about it. But yeah, apparently MSI got caught doing that.
Holy crap!
Because the cards are retailing for like anywhere between $700 and $900.
Well, yeah, they were doing something from their distributor, right? Like they were.
Yeah, I think they were basically buying cards. Or were they buying it straight from their distributor and putting them up on eBay? I forget. I thought they were buying existing stock from retailers and flipping them on eBay because, they're selling anywhere between, whichever version of the card you get. So it's like $750 to $900. And these things are selling out on the low for $1,400 on eBay.
So
that market just went crazy when that card came out, though.
Yeah,
of course. It was retarded because like most of us, like I want to build a new computer so bad, but my rig is still pretty decent. But it's like early next year, hopefully things will settle down.
So
Fessy said it was MSI's B stock outlet. New Blem cards at double and triple price. God damn. That's even worse.
Fu, remember we were talking a couple weeks ago about there's that one drag that you take and you realize that it tastes like dog shit. Like it tastes like a grill. I just took that one. I was like,
Yep.
It's rough.
There's just the one where you're just like, it's like I've had a couple instances of this where you do something that requires some explosive physicality and you're just like, man, I'm old. That's what that drag is.
That's what that drag is.
I'm too old. I'm too old for this shit.
Man, I'm getting too old for this shit. So yeah, I need to go. I need to re-wick this shit. That is really bad.
Yeah, I'm doing that for my Naruto this evening. I think maybe one more tank, and it's getting a. I might change the coil in this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't ever get offered money to do Amazon reviews. What I see all the time are the little inserts that you get from the Chinesium packages or whatever, and it says, $5 off if you leave us a review, and we will enter you into a giveaway or something, right? It's not $5 off. They just enter you into a giveaway to win $5, which means you're never going to get it, but you still have to write a review.
Yeah, I mean, if a company is willing to offer me credit toward the site I bought it from for a review, I'll write an honest review. Fuck
sure. Yeah. But I'm not going to write a review in the hopes that you put me into a giveaway. No.
I mean, there were guys who paid $50 in a raffle for a spot to have a chance
right.
for a raffle to win the mod.
Right. Those are people I called stupid back then. So
I know.
I ain't gonna do it. I can't help it, Monty. Every now and then you have to buy some shitty like phone charger cables or something, right? I don't need to buy, $100 stupid expensive cables. It just
here we go.
Just give me some stupid cables at work.
You're an Apple fanboy. You will get them.
I will not. Well, that's not true. I will occasionally, but I certainly won't with the new one. By the way, new one comes with nothing.
You get nothing.
You get nothing.
You open the box and it's Willy Wonka saying, "You get nothing."
You're not going to get the 6-foot braided.
Oh, you're going to get the 6-footer right in the keister. That's where you're going to get it.
No, they put out like a 6-foot lightning.
The Apple Trololo 6-footer right in your bum.
Yeah, they put out like a huge lightning cable that was black and braided, and it was absurdly expensive.
I'm sure. Yeah, the house goes through too many cables to buy expensive ones. You get cheap cables. You take care of them, and they last for a long time if you take care of them.
I bought one set of expensive guitar cables, and that was 14 years ago. So I can't be mad at that.
But I bet when you unplug it, you don't grab the cable and yank.
No, I've never been that guy ever.
Right. So that's fine. You can buy expensive cables and you treat it right.
Like at a very young age, did I realize I should not pull on my N64 cord when I unplug my controller or my Genesis, or whatever for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the Genesis, I'll admit it was a little easier to do that. As long as you were level when you pulled on the Genesis one, it would pop right out. I think it was just how the pins were. Plus, if you fucked up your pins, you could fix that shit with a tweezer.
Right. With a tweezer. Just one. What's up, Big Lou?
Back.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually haven't even thought about monoprice in years. But you're right. They used to be pretty cool.
At work, we use a shit ton of monoprice cables.
They were the price was always right with those guys.
The what they make that's really good for the money? They're long metal surge protectors you screw under desks.
The long metal what for your desk?
Like surge protectors you can put under desks.
Oh,
and stuff.
right.
Like those they make are super solid. Probably one of the most bang for your buck Oh, Mass, please do not play that. We're gonna get fucking raped. I would love if you did.
I didn't. My wife just sent me. It's her face on the dude's face, and she's singing. This must be some. This must be some ocean spray thing. Jesus, that's hilarious. I'm replying. Oh my fucking god, that is creepy.
Is that?
It takes her face and overlays it over the dude's head.
That's awfully creepy.
That's a mustache hair? No. That's a big fucking mustache hair. I was like, what was this in my mouth?
Ooh.
Ooh. Big fucking hair.
What else?
You know what the worst? You know what the worst thing is when you chew on a hair?
Mm.
You're just like, that doesn't happen very often to me. And I'm just like, ooh, you're wiry as fuck. I usually don't let it never get back that far. I'm gonna feel it in my tongue.
Yeah. Right.
How do you think I feel at work when that happens? I have a fucking mask on. Granted, I do look less retarded doing it.
Maybe slightly, yeah. But then you're licking the inside of a mask, which is also kind of gross.
Dude, I'm such an asshole at work with a mask. Like, I smile at people now instead of like, I can't laugh at people still, but I can still smile when people do something stupid. You know?
It's like wearing sunglasses for your mouth.
You smile like this.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to teach us how to be more like a psychopath, right? Like smiling with your mouth but not your eyes. Like figuring out how to.
No, people are too telling with their eyes is the issue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I wonder if it's going to teach us to stop doing that.
No.
No.
I don't think so, because I don't think masks are going to be as permanent a fixture as people think in society. No. Like, yeah, I think they're going to be a thing during seasons. Yeah,
maybe
but year round. No.
I suspect it will become less uncommon. Dude, it'll be more like it weird. Is like in China or Japan, right? Which
I saw 5 people's faces today for the first time at work.
Were you socially distant? You just happened to see their face.
Well, no. See, they were on they were doing studio rehearsals. They were the people sitting up at the desk.
Mm.
And yeah, right, Rob Wiggles. And I was just like, huh, that's you look like underneath. Like, I can't imagine my people married this way. God damn it. I had one job, make it through that without laughing.
Okay. So on that note, I think this is the perfect time to call it.
No. First of all, Will, no, not fuck mass. There are like 4 people at work who have stinky breath, whose shitty ass breath I don't have to deal with anymore.
Yep.
That is a silver lining I had not considered.
That is a positive for sure.
You know why? Well, at least for me, why am I thinking of that? Because there aren't that many people I work with that have some stank ass breath, but people that do.
Yep.
They make too much money to get told about it.
Mm.
Yeah, don't tell them about it. You get fired.
Dude, halitosis is one of those things that is really offensive. Like to the.
I don't think it's that bad. I'm just like, did something die in the back of your throat?
Yeah, it can be bad.
Actually, that's arguably worse. Yeah.
Oh, come on now. My phone just went. All right, got it. Okay, I need to re-whip my Addy, and I've got some other stuff to do, so I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming by and hanging out with us for a little while tonight. Thank you to Masty for giving us a cool tour of his lasers.
Word up, y'all.
That was really cool. See what else? I think that's about it. We're gonna go. Thank you again for coming by. Come by again next week. We love you guys. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask if somebody asks you to. Don't freak out. Later.
Peace.
Oh my God. Where's the thing? I don't know what happened to the thing. Oh, there it is. Got it. See you, everybody.